Hello everyone, I'm Navyashree. I'm studying my Masters in Computer Science at Manasa Gangotri, Mysore. Here I'm representing a topic of transmission media. So let us discuss about transmission media. First thing is, what is transmission media? So transmission media is a communication channel that carries the information from sender to the receiver. Data is transmitted through the electromagnetic signals. The main functionality of the transmission media is to carry the information in the form of bits through LAN. LAN means local area network. It is a physical path between transmitter and receiver in data communication. In a copper based network, the bits in the form of electrical signals. In a fiber based network, the bits in the form of light pulses. In OSI, Open System Interconnection phase, transmission media supports the layer 1, therefore, it is considered to be as a layer 1 component. Causes of transmission impairment. First thing is attenuation. Attenuation means the loss of energy, that is, the strength of the signal decreases with increasing the distance, which causes the loss of energy. Distortion. Distortion occurs when there is a change in the shape of the signal. This type of distortion is examined from different signal having different frequencies. Each frequency component has its own propagation speed, so they reach at a different time, which leads to the delay distortion. Next thing is noise. When data is traveled over the transmission medium, some unwanted signal is added to it, which creates the noise. Hello everyone, I'm Navyashree. I'm studying my Masters in Computer Science at Manasa Gangotri, Mysore. Here I'm representing a topic of transmission media. So let us discuss about transmission media. First thing is, what is transmission media? So transmission media is a communication channel that carries the information from sender to the receiver. Data is transmitted through the electromagnetic signals. The main functionality of the transmission media is to carry the information in the form of bits through LAN. LAN means local area network. It is a physical path between transmitter and receiver in data communication. In a copper based network, the bits in the form of electrical signals. In a fiber based network, the bits in the form of light pulses. In OSI, Open System Interconnection phase, transmission media supports the layer 1, therefore, it is considered to be as a layer 1 component. Causes of transmission impairment. First thing is attenuation. Attenuation means the loss of energy, that is, the strength of the signal decreases with increasing the distance, which causes the loss of energy. Distortion. Distortion occurs when there is a change in the shape of the signal. This type of distortion is examined from different signal having different frequencies. Each frequency component has its own propagation speed, so they reach at a different time, which leads to the delay distortion. Next thing is noise. When data is traveled over the transmission medium, some unwanted signal is added to it, which creates the noise. Classification of transmission media. In transmission media, it consists of two types. First one is guided media and second one is unguided media. In guided media, it consists of three types: coaxial, fiber optics and twisted. In coaxial, baseband and broadband. In twisted, unshielded and shielded. Unguided media, it consists of three types: radio waves and microwave waves and infrared waves. So in coming to guided media, it is defined as the physical medium through which the signals are transmitted. It is also known as bounded media. Guided media is also called as a wired media. Next, types of guided media. First one is twisted pair. A twisted pair is a physical media made up of a pair of cables twisted with each other. A twisted pair cable is cheap as compared to other transmission media. Installation of the twisted pair cable is easy and it is lightweight cable. The frequency range for twisted pair cable is from 0 to 3.5 kHz. A twisted pair consists of two insulated copper wires arranged in a regular spiral pattern. The degree of reduction in noise interference is determined by the number of turns per foot. Increasing the number of turns per foot decreases noise interference. This is the diagram of twisted pair. So types of twisted pair. Twisted pair consist of unshielded twisted pair and shielded twisted pair. Coming to unshielded twisted pair, an UTP is widely used in telecommunication. Following are the categories of unshielded twisted pair cable. First category, category 1 is used for telephone lines that have low speed data. Category 2, it can support up to 4 Mbps. Category 3, it can support up to 16 Mbps. Category 4, it can support up to 20 Mbps, therefore it can be used for long distance communication. Category 5, it can support up to 200 megabits per second. Advantages of unshielded twisted pair: it is cheap. Installation of the unshielded twisted pair is easy. It can be used for high speed LAN. Disadvantages is this cable can only be used for shorter distance because of attenuation. Shielded twisted pair. A shielded twisted pair is a cable that contains the mesh surrounding the wire that allows the higher transmission rate. Next, characteristics of shielded twisted pair is the cost of the shielded twisted pair cable is not very high and not very low. And installation of shielded twisted pair is easy. It has higher capacity as compared to unshielded twisted pair cable. It has a higher attenuation. It is shielded that provides the higher data transmission rate. Disadvantages is it is more expensive as compared to UTP and coaxial cable. It has a higher attenuation rate. So next coming to coaxial cable. Coaxial cable is a very commonly used transmission media. For example, TV wire is usually a coaxial cable. The name of the cable is coaxial as it contains two conductors parallel to each other. It has a higher frequency as compared to twisted pair cable. The inner conductor of the coaxial cable is made up of copper and the outer conductor is made up of copper mesh. The middle core is made up of non-conductive cover that separates the inner conductor from the outer conductor. The middle core is responsible for the data transferring, whereas the copper mesh prevents the EMI. EMI means electromagnetic interference. This is the diagram of coaxial cable. So coaxial cable is of two types. First one is baseband transmission and broadband transmission. Baseband transmission is it is defined as the process of transmitting a single signal at high speed. Broadband transmission is it is defined as the process of transmitting multiple signals simultaneously. Advantages of coaxial cable is the data can be transmitted at high speed. It has better shielding as compared to twisted pair cable. It provides higher bandwidth. Disadvantages of coaxial cable is it is more expensive as compared to twisted pair cable. If any fault occurs in the cable causes the failure in the entire network. Next coming to fiber optics. Fiber optic cable is a cable that uses electric signals for communication. Fiber optic is a cable that holds the optical fibers coated in a plastic that are used to send the data by pulses of light. The plastic coating protects the optical fibers from heat, cold, electromagnetic interference from other types of wiring. Fiber optic provides faster data transmission than copper wires. The diagrammatic representation of fiber optic cable. This is the diagram for fiber optic cable. Basic elements of fiber optic cable is, first one is core, cladding and jacket. Core means the optical fiber consists of narrow strand of glass or plastic known as a core. A core is a light transmission area of the fiber. The more the area of the core, the more light will be transmitted into the fiber. Cladding means the concentric layer of glass is known as cladding. The main functionality of the cladding is to provide the lower refractive index at the core interference as to cause the reflection within the core so that the light waves are transmitted through the fiber. Jacket means the protective coating consisting of plastic is known as a jacket. The main purpose of a jacket is preserves the fiber strength, absorb shock and extra fiber protection. Following are the advantages of fiber optic cable over copper. So first one is greater bandwidth. The fiber optic cable provides more bandwidth as compared to copper. Therefore, the fiber optic carries more data as compared to copper cable. Faster speed. Fiber optic cable carries the data in the form of light. This allows the fiber optic cable to carry the signals at a higher speed. Next one is longer distance. The fiber optic cable carries the data at a longer distance as compared to copper cable. Next, better reliability. The fiber optic cable is more reliable than the copper cable as it is immune to any temperature changes while it can cause obstruct in the connectivity of copper cable. Next one is thinner and sturdier. Fiber optic cable is thinner and lighter in weight so it can withstand more pull pressure than copper cable. Next is unguided transmission. Unguided transmission transmits the electromagnetic waves without using any physical medium. Therefore, it is also known as a wireless transmission. In unguided media, air is the media through which the electromagnetic energy can flow easily. Unguided media is broadly classified into three categories. First one is radio waves. Radio waves are the electromagnetic waves that are transmitted in all the direction of free space. Radio waves are omnidirectional, that is, the signals are propagated in all the direction. The range of frequencies of radio waves is from 3 kHz to 1 kHz. In the case of radio waves, the sending and receiving the antenna are not aligned. That is, the wave sent by the sending antenna can be received by any receiving antenna. An example of the radio wave is FM radio. And this is the example of radio waves. Next is application of radio waves. A radio wave is useful for multicasting when there is one sender and many receivers. An FM radio, television, cordless phones are example of a radio wave. Advantages of radio transmission is mainly used for wide area network and mobile cellular phones. Radio waves over a large area and they can penetrate the walls. Radio transmission provides a higher transmission rate. Next is coming to microwaves. Microwaves are of two types. First one is terrestrial microwave and second one is satellite microwave communication. Terrestrial microwave communication is a technology that transmits the focused beam of a radio signal from one ground-based microwave transmission antenna to another. Microwaves are the electromagnetic waves having the frequency in the range of 1 GHz to 1000 GHz. Microwaves are unidirectional as the sending and receiving the antenna is to be aligned. That is, the waves sent by the sending antenna are narrowly focused. In this case, antennas are mounted on the towers to send a beam to another antenna which is kilometer away. It works on the line of straight transmission, that is, the antennas mounted on the towers at the direct side of each other. Characteristics of microwave is frequency range. The frequency range of terrestrial microwave is from 4 to 6 gigahertz to 21 to 23 gigahertz. Bandwidth is, it supports the bandwidth from 1 to 10 mbps. Short distance is, it is inexpensive for short distance. Long distance, it is expensive as it requires as higher tower for a long distance. Attenuation means loss of signal. It is affected by environmental conditions and antenna size. Advantages of microwave is microwave transmission is cheaper than using cables. It is free from land acquisition as it does not require any land for the installation of cables. Microwave transmission provides an easy communication in terrains as the installation of cable in terrain is quite a difficult task. Communication over ocean can be achieved by using microwave transmission. Disadvantages of microwave transmission is, first one is eavesdropping. And eavesdropping creates insecure communication. Any malicious user can catch the signal in the air by using its own antenna. Out of phase signal. A signal can be moved out of phase by using microwave transmission. Susceptible to weather condition. A microwave transmission is susceptible to weather condition. This means that any environmental changes such as rain, wind can distort the signal. Bandwidth limited. Allocation of bandwidth is limited in the case of microwave transmission. And next one is satellite microwave communication. A satellite is a physical object that revolves around the earth at known as height. Satellite communication is more reliable nowadays as it offers more flexibility than cable and fiber optic systems. How does satellite work? So, the satellite accepts the signal that is transmitted from the Earth station and it amplifies the signal. The amplified signal is retransmitted to another Earth station. Advantages of satellite microwave communication is the coverage area of a satellite microwave is more than terrestrial microwave. The transmission cost of the satellite is independent of the distance from the center of the coverage area. Satellite communication is used in mobile and wireless communication application and it is easy to install. It is used in a wide variety of applications such as weather forecasting, radio, TV signals, broadcasting, mobile communication, etc. Disadvantages of satellite microwave communication is satellite designing the development requires more time and higher cost. The satellite needs to be monitored and controlled on regular periods so that it remains in orbit. The life of the satellite is about 12 to 15 years. Next is coming to infrared. An infrared transmission is a wireless technology used for communication over short ranges. The frequency of infrared in the range of 300 gigahertz to 400 gigahertz. It is used for short range communication such as data transfer between two cell phones, TV remote operation. Data transfer between a computer and cell phone resides in the same closed area. Characteristics of infrared: it supports high bandwidth and hence the data rate will be very high. Infrared waves cannot penetrate the walls, therefore, the infrared communication in one room cannot be interrupted by the nearby rooms. And infrared communication provides better security with minimum interference. Infrared communication is unreliable outside the building because the sun rays will interfere with the infrared waves. Thank you.